an email from a guy named Joey out in Kansas City, Missouri. And he wanted to know, how does teamwork work? We all have different experiences and backgrounds of working with teams, and we, working on this project here, we were working as a team. So we figured that we'd go ahead and delve into the topic a little bit.
So how do we start? Because this is sort of a broad topic.
Communication is key.
Communication.
Whenever you're working on a team, you've got to be able to communicate, and that goes for any aspect of the team. Because when you do that, it makes it so much easier to accomplish the task at hand. If you don't communicate, if you don't express what you feel is going correctly, what's going incorrectly, then those things will, if it's incorrectly, they'll never get resolved, and it's just going to take you more time to accomplish your goals. So you've got to be able to communicate.
I think for me, communication is one of the more difficult things, actually, because I love telling people when they're doing a great job, but I have anxiety when it comes to telling people that they're doing a not so great job.
Typically when I'm communicating that someone is doing a not so good job, I like to start out with what they are doing correctly, or what they're doing, or the things that they're doing where I think, oh wow, you're doing a great job in these areas. I like to start out with the positive. If you come in with the negative, people aren't really ready to hear that. But if you explain to them what you like, or what you think they're doing that's benefiting the team, and then you say, okay, here's the thing, I think in this area maybe you're not doing the best you can do in this area. You can ask them questions. Do you have the tools you need to get your task completed? By asking them how they feel about it, they can then, I think they'll feel like they can communicate openly with me or someone else on the team, and they'll be able to express themselves. At that point, we can kind of drill down to what's happening or why is it happening a certain way, and I think we can come to a happy compromise.
It's always important to let somebody know when they've done a good job.
Right.
When someone feels appreciated and feels like they're doing the right thing and doing well in what they're doing, they just feel better about themselves and what they're a part of, and they're more willing to go the extra mile to make sure that things get done, before the deadline, way before the deadline. And they may be giving 100% already. They'll give double that. They'll give 200%. If you're in a leadership role on a team, you've got to make sure that you reinforce to people that they're doing a great job. And I know Pierre, from this project, he does a great job of that. Letting people know that what they're doing is appreciated, what they're doing is the right thing, and it just builds team morale and helps things continue on in a good way.
I think that's a really good point that you both made, and what I really want to sort of piggyback on is the idea that sometimes when people aren't doing as good a job as they could be doing, that it's not, like as you pointed out, it's not just them. Maybe they're lacking the resources they need or the tool set that they need, and so it's not that the person doesn't want to do a good job, it's just that for other extenuating circumstances they're just not able to perform at that level. And so by approaching it, as you said, by sort of saying, okay, well, what is it that's how can we sort of improve the work environment or improve the tool set so that you can perform at the level that you want to perform for yourself, right? And accomplish the task that you want to accomplish. People do need to be encouraged, and it's not just, or they do need to be, what am I saying? Oh my God, why am I so bad at this? Action! That's all I do on this team. That's it.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking that you needs to improve. You could take a team approach and say, how can we help you as a team, or your role is so important, but it's important to the team, so people don't feel like they're on this island by themselves. If something doesn't happen, the team is affected. It's like running a relay. If I'm sluggish and slow, then I'm letting down the people who are going to take the baton from me, and I don't want them to have to run faster or work harder because I am not.
That is a great
So I think I think just reinforcing that the fact that it's a team effort, I think helps in that situation as well.
That is brilliant. That's very, very, yeah. Good, very good. Okay, reinforcing the team aspect of your team, making sure that if there are one or two people on your team that are probably aren't for whatever reason at the level that they know that they could be, that you emphasize that their team value, so that they don't feel like they're on an island, like Tara said, by themselves. That they are encouraged as part of the bigger picture. Someone said, I don't know where this, they said you can't see the picture if you're in the frame. You can't see the picture if you're in the frame, and I think it's a job of the leader. Actually, this is what you were pointing out earlier, Cheryl, that really it's a job of the leader. And Joey, that may or may not be you in that situation, but it's the job of the leader to remind everybody of that sentiment, that you can't see the picture if you're in the frame. And the leader has to always sort of step out of the frame to see the picture, so that the different components that make up that picture, which is your team members, that they can operate effectively. Not everybody can step out of the picture to see the frame, because then nothing's going to get done. Does
that makes sense?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You're going to get real here. You're going to get it like authentic.
I'm a big sports fanatic. I love all types of sports, and my favorite sport is football. And when you look at football, you've got 11 different positions on the field. You don't want your offensive lineman playing wide receiver; he's too slow. You don't want your quarterback playing the offensive line; he's not big enough. You got to know what you're good at, what your role is, and make sure that you do that to the best of your ability. Because, like Tara was saying, you got the rest of the team counting on you. They're all relying on you. So you've got to be able to, know what you're good at, know what your role is on the team, and put your best foot forward and make sure that you succeed and excel in that role. Because when you do that, you're helping everybody else on the team out.
Sometimes people get very caught up in what other people aren't doing right, and they forget to focus really on what their job is. So that's a really important point. Clear communication, okay? Letting each person understand their value, right? Making sure that each member of your team understands the value that they bring to the team. And the final thing is making sure you know your role and playing your role to really your best ability, to as well as you can play it, because it's in doing your job at 110% that you're really contributing in the best possible way to everybody else and on the team.
Exactly.
So I think sports is a really great analogy.
Yeah. Although I know nothing about sports, I understood it.
If you like these types of discussions, we're trying to have these discussions very often, and feel free to send us an email at contact@blueartistfilms.com, or Miles isn't on this video, but Miles, a dev producer, you can always email him directly at miles@blueartistfilms.com. Send us a question. Send us things that you're concerned about. If you're an independent film producer, sometimes you need a little encouragement, or sometimes you're faced with obstacles that you didn't think you were going to encounter when you embarked on the production. So it's good to get insight and feedback, I think, from a perspective of people that actually understand independent film producing. Thank you very much, Joey. It was Joey from where?
Kansas City.
From Kansas City. So thank you very much, Joey, for sending us your email. We appreciate it, and hopefully we'll hear from some of you other people very soon. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Cheers.
Take care.